Today we will discuss the greatest tragedy that has ever befallen mankind. Yes, it's even worse than school days. I am of course speaking of the tragedy of Tenten's theme from Naruto. Not counting fillers, Tenten's only real screen time and major fight in the series was early on in the Chunin exams arc, the only fight where this theme plays. The fight I am referring to is of course Tenten vs Tamari, and this fight was literally skipped in the manga, happening off-screen. Heck, even the soundtrack to this day has never released the theme officially. It's as if the record labels also don't want to acknowledge that this track existed. Even the Tenten theme with millions of views uploaded on YouTube is actually Neji's theme, which shares the same notes but is played with different instrumentation and at a different tempo. That's how messed up this situation is. We as the anime community can't even get it right. All this aside though, her theme actually slaps. It starts out using the Kokin Joshi scale, a traditional Japanese scale which gets its name from a koto tuning of the same name. It's literally the same kind of scale used in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal whenever you lock eyes with a kimono girl. But hey, at least you get to hear it more than once. Even Pokemon gave more respect to NPC dancers than Kishimoto gave to Tenten. We then move on to the E minor pentatonic scale, or the E minyo scale, and the A minor pentatonic scale, or the A minyo scale. These are traditional scales used in Japanese folk music, which share the same notes as the pentatonic scale from China, fitting for her dual Chinese-Japanese motif. We then use the A minor hexatonic scale, which is the E minor pentatonic and A minor pentatonic scales notes combined. It's as if she's combining the power of the twin dragons themselves, mimicking the name of her attack, Soshoryu, which means twin rising dragons. We then modulate to D minor, letting us use the crunchy B flat over A chord. This lets us know that Tenten is down, but she's still in the game. We're still using the A minor pentatonic, but we sometimes deviate from it to follow the chord tones of a 2-5 progression. This gives it a more modern feeling. We end with borrowing the E major chord from A major, generating hype as the song repeats again. What a banger of a song. It's too bad what they ended up doing to her character later on. I mean, she literally has 1,000 weapons, which allows for almost unlimited storytelling potential. All Kishimoto needed to do was come up with a sad backstory. You even had the sad music for Tenten already in the Childhood Memories music, another sadly unreleased song from the soundtrack. But no, you turn Tenten into a whiny girl that runs a weapon shop in a time of peace, after all the great ninja wars ended. And the worst part is she still can't even make or use weapons properly and had to practically beg Naruto to buy her useless junk. Seriously, that's the ending Kishimoto gave us? You gave us Rock Lee in his drunken master Kimimaro fight. You even gave Choji his own butterfly moment. And what did you give Tenten? A damn clearance sale. Hashtag justice for Tenten. Kishimoto, if you're watching this, we're still waiting. As of the time this video was released, Boruto is still in serialization and you have the chance to make things right. However, realistically at this point, I accept that the chances of Tenten getting another dedicated fight scene or let alone a full arc are lower than Hiro Mashima actually writing a coherent plot, or Togashi making a full recovery from back pain. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed my analysis, you might enjoy my book, Sounds of the Sakura, where I talk about traditional Japanese music theory and scales used in anime and video games. Also, please like, subscribe, and be sure to let me know in the comments. Are there any characters that have been abandoned by their creators that you would like to see have more screen time and character development.